What are we doing today?
Oh Lord, going to the homecoming football game!
Are we gonna win?
Probably not!
This week was homecoming here at IU, and we had a big football game today. IU played Michigan State, and we went into it knowing that we were going to lose. And then the first half of the game, IU got like all the points, and they did really well, and then they like completely sucked the second half of the game. There's this one guy, I'm not really sure who he is. He's like this 60-year-old man who every time that IU got a touchdown, he would go out and do as many push-ups as IU had points, which is a common thing in colleges, but generally it's not like a 50 or 60-year-old man doing them. It's like the cheerleaders who are really young and buff. But this guy was impressive because IU got like, the final score was 27 to 31, so he did a lot of push-ups. And I can barely do like 10, so it was interesting to see someone who's like 3 times my age doing at least 3 times that many push-ups. This girl that I know from high school before the academy is a cheerleader here at IU, and it was kind of cool because she was like in front of my section, and I kept sitting there and I was like, I know that cheerleader. And it was weird because like I remember going to IU games when I was younger, and like the cheerleaders and the football players, they all just looked like so old. Not so old, but like so much older than I was, and they looked like people I was like idolized. And now it's kind of like, yeah, I have class with them, like I went to high school with them. It's kind of strange going from like someone who, like a group of people who you kind of look up to a great deal, to a group of people that you have in class. The students in the section around us were, let's say some of them were mildly inebriated, to put it lightly. So it made for a quite interesting game because like they would be yelling, and I heard more F-bombs and A-holes dropped than like I've ever heard in my entire life. And it was a bit interesting because you just like a ref would make a call, and I didn't even know who it was in favor of, and like people would just start screaming, and F-bombs flying and A-holes flying. That's kind of an interesting phrasing of that, but you know what I mean. And it was a bit strange. It was kind of funny though, because like whenever like we'd get a point or a good call or something like that, like you would start cheering, and everyone like on either side of you, whether you knew them or not, would join in with your cheering, and you'd be giving each other high fives even though it's someone you've never met before and you're never going to see again in your life. So it's interesting how that sports create camaraderie. IU is kind of infamous for its parties. It's basically one of the biggest party schools in the country. And there was this picture from the last tailgating, from the last football game, and more importantly the last tailgate, that kind of went viral because someone took this picture and then tweeted it, and it got retweeted like 10,000 times. I'm not going to post the picture because it's not exactly appropriate, but I'm pretty sure if you Google IU tailgating, it will be one of the first pictures that comes up. And let's just, in order, like, you'll know it when you see it, because it's not appropriate for anyone to see. It's not appropriate for someone to do in public, and it's if at least one of the people involved wasn't drunk, I would be shocked, because that's like, I can't imagine someone not being drunk in that situation. I had a finite midterm at 8:30 this morning, and my teacher, it was supposed to be an hour-and-a-half test, my teacher kind of forgot that it was supposed to be an hour-and-a-half test, so he gave us like an hour and 10 minutes and then was like, okay, you guys' time is up. And I was kind of like, I'm pretty sure that's not true, but I was done, so it didn't really make that much of a difference to me. But it wasn't until like half of the people had left that someone went up to him and said, you know, you only gave us, you know, this was supposed to be an hour-and-a-half test, right? You only gave us like an hour and 15 minutes. And he goes, oh. So I'm really hoping that he's going to curve it, because it wasn't the students' mistakes that, you know, he didn't give us enough time. So I'm really hoping he's going to curve it. I think I did well, but, you know, a curve never hurts anyone. I will see you guys next week. Bye.